Okay, thank you, QQ. So now I'm going to share my screen. So can you see my screen now?
Yes.
Yeah, we can
Okay.
see it. Yeah.
Okay, good. So before please let me give a briefly introduction for Pylontech and our products. So actually, we were founded in 2009 and strategically entered the energy storage market in 2013 when it was a relatively unknown field. The same year, we delivered the first battery storage system. So as an early participant, we are glad and proud to witness the robust growth of the industry. We have delivered over 1 million energy storage systems globally and appreciate the trust our clients have placed in us over the years. But what's more exciting is seeing how our systems empower people with energy freedom while driving low carbon development worldwide during the green energy transition. And in 2020, we have successfully listed on the China's stock market. And according to the report from IHS, we were top 2 residential supplier globally in 2021. And last year, 2022, we have been ranked top 1 for the residential battery energy storage system supplier globally. For this year, we do a lot of things to promote our brands and our products, especially in US. We have set our first overseas factory in Italy to better support our customers and the distributors. And we are also registering our the US company and hope everything can be finished before the SPI exhibition. And we were also listed in Solar Insure. That means if you buy Pylontech batteries, you can get over 20 years warranty. And we can also, like for the installers in North America, they can get the credit by joining Pylontech training lessons. And we are also the member of the SEER. So Pylontech, the headquarters of Pylontech is in Shanghai. The R&D team, the sales and the marketing team also in Shanghai office. And we have 3 factories to manufacture the cells, battery modules near Shanghai. And for now, we have 8.5 gigawatt hour for the production capacity. And we also have a new factory in Anhui, and the capacity gonna be 10 gigawatt hours. So 5 gigawatt hour, the extra 5 gigawatt hour gonna be ready in this year, and another 5 in next year. So I mean, 2 years later, we're gonna have like 19 or 18 gigawatt hour for the total capacity. And we have already shipped our batteries and systems to over 80 countries globally. I want to say one of the biggest advantages for Pylontech is that we have our vertical integration chain from the cells to the BMS and to the battery module. So we dedicated on energy storage with a continuous development with 10 years experience. And we can have a continuously supply chain support to make sure that we can always provide our batteries for the distributor or for the customers with a very good lead time. So as we are focused on the global market, so our products have already gained the different certifications for different countries and the regions. We have the TUV certification, the UL certification for the North America, the CC listing, and the JET certification, which is very difficult to get for the Japan market, and also the VD from the Germany market. So as our batteries have already been used for over 10 years, because we shipped our first system 10 years ago. From the experience, our batteries can already support like over 8,000 cycles, so which can provide a better benefit for the customers. I think the most important key point for the batteries is the stability and the degradation that the batteries have. So this is a test by the ITP from Australia. It's a third-party independent institute. The test was funded actually by the Australian government, and it lasts for 7 years. That means the test lasts for 7 years, and they bought the batteries from the market like Pylontech, LG, BYD, and Tesla, and doing the test. So from the test, you can see for Pylontech batteries, it has the base degradation performance. After 2,000 or even 2,500 cycles using, Pylontech batteries have the base the SOH, that means the status of health. So the degradation for the batteries is better than other batteries, which means you can use our batteries for a longer time. It's just like you have the batteries in your cell phone, and you can find that the capacity of the batteries is decreasing every year. So if your batteries have a very good performance, that means you can use your cell phone for a longer time, right? It's the same for our batteries. And another thing is about the stability. It's another key point for the batteries, especially for some off-grid system, because the site is far away from the installers. So if the system has got a problem, you may need to drive for several hours to customers' home and to check what the system, what the issue is. So from this you can see for Pylontech batteries, over the past several years testing, it's the only battery brand that has no issue happen. I mean, the Pylontech batteries work very stable, very stable. You can also find this test in the ITP official website. And our batteries use a standard communication protocol, the CAN communication protocol, and the RS-485. And over the past 10 years, Pylontech batteries already compatible with the most Taiwan Tier 1 or Tier 2 inverter brands. You can also scan this the code to check the full compatible list. This is the portfolio for our batteries. So as we are the sales manufacturer, so we have a wide range of products from 12 volts to 48 volts. So 12 volts batteries using for the RV, the boat, and 24 volt batteries, 48 volt batteries, which are the most popular products for the residential now. And we also have the batteries 48 volts for the telecom batteries. These are modular design batteries. They are standard 90-inch design. And we also have the high voltage systems from 400 volts to 1,000 volts or even 1,500 volts for the stack board design, the rack design, and the auto cabinet with everything inside, like PCS, EMS, HVAC, fire suppression system. So it's all in one system. And also for the big commercial and industrial projects or the utility projects, we can provide the turnkey solution, like container systems with batteries, with the PCS, and also the EMS if the customer requires. So for this presentation, we want to highlight our Force H1 batteries. You can see this one consists of battery BMS and battery modules. On the top of the stack is our BMS controller, and then it's battery modules. And for this product, we already have the UL 9540A certification. Here are some parameters and the features of our Force H1. Support 95 depths of discharge and 10 years standard warranty. And it have a very high IP rating, IP55. So with a good appearance, you can install it indoor or outdoor. So each battery module is very is like 3.55 kilowatt hours. It's 48 volts, 74 ampere hours, and the module size is like this. Each module weight is 36 kilograms. So I think for one installer, he can install the whole system because the weight is not that big. So for one stack, we can install maximum 7 modules. So the whole system can be like this one, around 24 kilowatt hour for one tower. And also we can like have different modules in the same stack, from 3 modules to 7 modules. So based on that, you can have a different voltage range and different capacity for the system. So it's very flexible. And also between the battery modules and the BMS controller, you don't need any cables connection. You just need connect the cables from BMS controller to the inverter, just power cables and the communication cables. So it's very friendly for installing. This is actually the system structure for the BMS controller. Here are the configuration for the Force H1. So I think there are 2 angles to decide how many battery modules you need for the system. So one is for the voltage, another one is for the capacity. So as we know, every inverter, they got a different DC voltage range. So you need to make sure the battery's voltage, the minimum battery voltage and the maximum battery voltage should be in the range for the from the inverter DC side. Another thing is about the capacity. So the system capacity, you can configure different battery modules to determine how big the system is and how many hours you want for this system. So we want to promote this kind of couple like Pylontech Force H1 plus Solis S6. And as we mentioned, Pylontech batteries have already got the Force H1 already got for UL 9540A. And for the couple, Pylontech Force H1 plus Solis S6, we already get the UL 9540 certification. So for this table is a recommend configuration using Pylontech batteries and the Solis S6. So for the 7.6 kilowatt S6 inverter, we recommend 1 BMS controller plus 4 battery modules. So you can have like 14 kilowatt hours. So basically this is around like 2 hours system, half C rating. But this is just the minimum battery modules we recommend. You can also like expand the battery modules or expand the capacity for the system just according to the specific requirement. Here we want to check the installing part for the Force H1 just to show you how to install it. So when you receive the package, the battery module package, you can check there is 1 battery module inside. And for the BMS controller package, you can find these things. So this one in the BMS controller, and you can also find a metal bracket and a base, which is installing on the bottom, and also the power cables, the communication cables, and of course the earth cable. And for the installation, you need to care the location and environment, avoid the direct sunshine or the direct rain or snow. Just prevent they like directly to the batteries, and also the temperature. We recommend to install the batteries on the base, so there is like 300 millimeters height, but this is not very it's not very necessary. We mention this because we just want to avoid the water flooded to batteries just in case. So if you can provide, you can guarantee that, then you don't need this space. So you can see we install the base first, and then we just put the battery modules on the base. So no cables needed here. You just like install the base and just put the battery modules one by one for your system. And after you install all battery modules, install the base, battery modules, and the BMS controller, you need to install the bracket to fix it like this on the side of the battery modules. And then lock the BMS with screws. This for the grounding cables connection. And these are the panels for the BMS controller. So we just need to connect the power cables to the inverter and the comms cables. This is the panel for the BMS controller. So you can check the system status, capacity, and the battery module status here. If you want to power on it, this is the process of how to power it. Just press the on button, and the BMS needs 30 seconds for self-checking. Just check the communication between BMS controller and the inverter. So if everything is okay, if the BMS controller set the communication with the inverter successfully, then the self-checking is finished, and the battery can have the output power. If you want to power off it, just turn off the inverter or the power supply on the DC side, then turn off the switch between PCS and battery system. In the last step, turn off the power switch of the BMS, the red button. This is the connection diagram for the Solis S6 plus 4H1 batteries. So for the hybrid inverters, for the DC side, you need to connect the PV panels, right? And then you connect to the batteries, like of our 4H1 for the power cables. And of course, you also need to connect the communication cables between hybrid inverter S6 and our BMS controller. So they use the CAN communication, so you can just connect to them according to the manual. And for the hybrid inverter output, normally they have two outputs. One is for the backup, which connect to some critical load that you need to make sure these loads are always power on. And another is for the grid side, you can just connect to some normal load. And normally they can also have a meter for the output to do some functions like zero export, or we call it reverse connection. To provide the reverse connection, it's very important here. And also the 4H1 can support like parallel connection for different stacks. So one stack, we say we can like install maximum 7 modules. If that's still not enough, you can add another tower. You can add another tower batteries. So we can support a maximum 6 towers for the system. And we connect them to the inverters through a combiner box. So you're gonna have a DC combiner box between the both H1 batteries and the inverters. But if you just have one stack, then you don't need this device. If you have more than one, or if the current is huge, then you're gonna have this. So this is the combiner box. We can also provide this combiner box to have 2 models. So HV3-3 means it can support the 3 strings, and the HV-6, that means it can support maximum 6 strings for the batteries. So you can see they have a fuse on each circuit, and for the whole combiner box, it have a big DC breaker. So that means you can have a stable breaker connection and disconnect connection between batteries and the inverter. So after you finished all cables connection, you check the cable connections, then you go to Solis Inverter app, select the correct models of the battery. For example, you can choose Pylontech here, Pylon batteries here, and then finish the configuration for the internet, something like that. After that, you can check all the information, especially for the batteries information here through the application. Okay, and I think this is all for the Pylontech presentation, and thank you for your attending. And you can also meet us at this IE Plus exhibition. So I think the nearest one is this one in the Philadelphia. So it's in July 26th and 27th. QQ and me, we also attend that exhibition. So we hope if you have time, please come to our booth, and we hope we can have a face-to-face talking. If you have any questions, we are glad to give you answers. So thank you for your time. Thank you.
Hey, thanks, Pat. This is Terrence Parker from Solis. I learn something every time you present, Pat. That's it's really, I mean, everybody here, you can really tell why we are, we really are working with Pylontech around the world. We have relationships with them in many countries around the world, and we really trust their brand. And so, you know, for us, we're a reliable product, and so we like to have a reliable partner and a reliable engineering and R&D. And you can, in this company, Pylontech, you know, they have a lot of patents. They have, they're a true manufacturer, a tier 1 manufacturer, really. And you can see they're rated #1. We just love their product. And well, our new hybrid inverter, as you saw in many of those diagrams that Pat showed, you know, they work very well with the Pylontech product here. And we're very excited about introducing the two of them together to the US market. Of course, Solis has been around a while as well, just like Pylontech. We started in 2005, and we went public actually in 2019. And I guess the big news for us lately has been our expansion of our manufacturing capacity as our business grows. And we're at about 40 gigawatts today, actually about closer to 50, and we're expanding to 80 gigawatts as we by the end of the year. Everybody can hear me okay, and you can see the screen all right? Everybody's all right with that?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, good. Pretty good.
Thanks. Yeah, thanks for the feedback. Yeah, I always like to hear a little bit from the crowd, and thanks for the emoji kind of indicator. That's kind of fun to see. So lately, we just opened up a Vietnam factory. We just opened it up in June, and we own all of that. We are the you know, the owners of the land, the buildings, the equipment, and this is not just an assembly area, assembly shop in Vietnam. This is a full manufacturing with a full board, fab, and everything else. So that's kind of the newest in history as we expand the company. You should know that we are the #3 supplier globally in terms of shipments, both in 21 and in 22. We've had a strong couple of years after the COVID, and we're continuing to grow. It's a company you can count on to have a complete manufacturing base. We're expanding this now, as I note, up to 80 gigawatts. This is a kind of a new picture of our newest factory. My sales partner, Natasha, she's heading over there right now again to take a look and talk with our team over there. We're very close with them, and we are very close actually to the Pylontech manufacturing facilities as well. We're all around that Shanghai Ningbo Bay area. A lot of our suppliers are there, and so that helps us maintain a good supply chain. It's one of the things I've experienced since I joined the company in 2016 is a good supply of product and steady R&D and new feature growth as we go forward. PV string inverters have just gotten so much more interesting over the past few years with new technologies. And new partnerships with not only batteries, but also module level power electronics and different kinds of monitoring platforms. It's gotten so interesting as we get into a new world of interoperability where battery sets and inverter battery systems are supplying power and stability to the utility grid. Here's just a little snapshot of we got a bunch of pictures of this place. I'm looking forward to visiting. It's like I say, we just opened it up, and we can probably, if you'd like, we can schedule tours starting this coming September. We are going to start with the S6 hybrid. That's really going to be this. I'm going to focus a little bit on that during this presentation, and well, that's the first product we're going to be manufacturing out of there, and then after that, we'll go into our CNI line. Company continues to expand. This is part of our manufacturing facility here. We're over 4,000 global employees, and you can see that 10% of us are engineers and on the R&D team. It's very important to us as to remain a technology leader in PV string inverters. Like I say, we're ranked 3 now, and we want to continue that growth. So it's a global company that has a very strong presence in the US. Like I say, we were the first PV string inverter to get the UL certification here, first Chinese PV string inverter to get the UL certification back in 2009. And we never left. We just stayed. We continued to grow the business. We white labeled a lot with partners, Sunrun, CSI, and others. And we continue to do that today, but we just continue to build out the team. And you can see we have a little bit of fun with it too. We all like to wear orange shoes at our trade shows and things like that. It's kind of fun, and truthfully, it's very comfortable. So we have a general manager, we have program managers, we have both inside and outside salespeople here in the US. And so, you really have an opportunity to not only talk with our sales guys, but also our inside sales team who can really give you a good idea where product is and where it's being distributed. We have a strong product management team. I'm part of that, and I do applications engineering and a lot of our compliance work, along with other team members here at Solus, and we're spread across the country. We have quality management to ensure that not only that, well, let's just say that all of the experiences we have here in the US are transferred into our global operation so everyone can learn. We have our own marketing group here as well. And I think what we're most proud of really is our service group. I was the service group back in 2016, along with my friend Bernie. And since then, we have really grown and built that team up so that we have 3 levels. You're going to get a warm body on the phone when you call. When you get to our level 1 guys who are all installers, in the old days, they can really normally, we only have 28 error codes, right? So they can normally figure out what the issue is in 5 minutes. And that's the typical length of these calls. We have a CRM system that we use to track every one of these calls and every one of your tickets. And so you too can track what's going on with your ticket and what's going on with your issue as we try to figure out what's going on. As far as portfolio goes, we go really from very small, which Solus is kind of famous for, actually. We just came out with a new, what we call a balcony inverter, 700 watts. It's in Europe right now, right? But we're kind of famous for our smaller inverters. And indeed, we have a very tight 3.6 to 10K line of inverters. It's been really our bread and butter, true reliable, just works every day kind of performer. And indeed, really the upgrade there was just to support the new big modules with 10, 12 amps coming out of them. You really needed to kind of up your game on the DC inputs, and that's what we did there. But basically, we have a very similar platform across all these inverters, but we really are kind of proud of the reliability record we have with the small grid tie inverters. But it's a new day, really, with new batteries, with new electric vehicles kind of making it popular over the last 5-10 years. You know, we're really seeing a trend towards storage in the home, residential and in commercial. And because we're seeing some more trust in what we're seeing in the battery world, and truthfully, Pylontech is part of that, is part of the reason why we are going forward with such confidence with our new residential inverters and then our new commercial rooftop inverters as well. With Pylontech, we're going to go a little bit deeper with this residential hybrid, but it's really kind of a very versatile product. You can use it off grid. Yeah, you can use it. Of course, you can use it just as a grid tie product, just like our residential grid tie. You don't need batteries at all, really. And if you just wanted to use it as an AC coupled battery solution with a Pylontech stack or a couple of stacks, you could just use it as that, no PV at all, and just use it as a way to connect to the grid and to provide power during time of use and emergencies, these sorts of things. So such versatility with these new hybrid platforms. In commercial rooftop, we're offering these grid type products where we range from 25 to 100 kilowatt, and with the wide operating ranges and very forgiving MPPTs that we have, we're even seeing these used in lower voltage arrays like these 600 volt repowering solutions, or of course new 1000 volt repowering solutions where folks just trust a reliable product to get those modules working again. All these products, all the way up to utility scale, are all SB certified, so they can be installed anywhere across the country. The hybrid, we're very excited about it. It's, as I note, it's really just a grid tie inverter that's battery ready. And it has native 120/240 split phase. That's an improvement over our last product that you needed a separate piece. Well, this one has, it's just literally line 1, line 2 neutral and ground over to your breaker box for tie into the grid. And then should you want to put a backup panel for a partial home solution, you can do that, tied to the backup panels, and you'll get that Pylontech power within 10 milliseconds. You won't know the power went out to whatever loads are in that, been moved over to that partial home critical loads box. Just like Pylontech, we also have got new patents, new technology in our inverters. And part of that is the surge capabilities of transformerless inverters like this. I come from a long history of inverters with a big iron core in them and decent surge capabilities. That was one of their best features, and it kind of left PV string behind. But lately, we've been really getting better tech in the PV string capabilities here, and you can see that we can, even though we're getting 47.5 continuous out of this single inverter for, let's say, 1 or 2 stacks of Pylontech. If you put 2 inverters in, you can now put a couple of stacks and get 95 amps of continuous power. But look, you can also get 152 amp surge. I mean, it's just really an amazing capability now of these inverters to really handle a larger, startups of big air conditioning units. And indeed, if you wanted something like a 5-ton or something like that, you might need to still put a soft start on it. But these inverters are now much more capable of handling typical whole home loads. I want to talk a little bit about, number one, this parallel operation. This is something that's very interesting with Solus, in that you can stack these inverters and really keep that classic, let's say, partial home solution. you know, but should you want to bring in a generator and maybe do some interesting kinds of management of the home, we have a new product that's kind of a microgrid interconnection device that can be connected on the line side, and you can do whole home type solutions. So Solus has got a lot of versatility when it comes to this product. You've got you know, the standard independent MPPTs that Solus is so famous for, that wide operating range. But we've really increased the capability of these to handle up to 16 amps. And so you really can put those big modules on there. You can use whatever rapid shutdown solution you like. You really have a new app-based kind of commissioning capability, as well as monitoring and control capability via Bluetooth, and then of course via Solus Cloud remotely. It's really kind of fun, actually, with the kinds of controls and capabilities you now have with these inverters and with these reliable battery sets that can just really give you a lot of power through not such huge wires too. At high voltage, there's a big advantage of, you know, you don't have to use as big of wires. As Pat said, you just have positive and negative, and then a CAN bus or RS-485 connection to our inverter. You just set you know, you just tell the inverter what battery we're using, and you are fairly there as far as commissioning goes. That's always something that I worry about with our installers who have become so used to these easy commissioning with grid tie. It's a little bit more involved when you bring a battery in, but not with Solus and Pylontech. You can really commission these systems in less than 15 minutes. You can easily, with our integrated rapid shutdown devices, you can choose just basic compliance or even optimization using new intelligent receivers and transmitters, as well as Tigo with their old CCA capabilities. When you look at when you're looking to get our inverters from our partners like PowerStore, these are kind of how you would identify them. You know, the S6 indicates our 6th generation. These extra high, energy storage hybrid, that's what the EH is for. And the H on the end there stands for a high voltage solution, 120 to 520. So of course that takes in every solution that Pat showed on his chart that started at 130. So you can do whatever size Pylontech system you want to use. We're capable of utilizing that voltage. So lots of different modes you can use, including off-grid, which you'd only use when you're off-grid, right? So you would set your self-consumption or feed-in priority or whatever you'd like to do, time of use, and then you can set your backup mode, how you'd like your battery to charge and discharge. Easy peasy when it comes to Solus communications. You can get these also from PowerStore, where you just order a Wi-Fi stick, or if you're not sure if it's going to be okay with Wi-Fi, you can order the combination Wi-Fi and hardwire, Wi-Fi LAN type stick. And should you want to go cellular, essentially what those sticks down there are cellular phones with 5- and 10-year plans. And so it's really easy to go cellular or Wi-Fi with Solus with a touch, say, plug and play kind of solution that self-configures. And so with the versatility of these being able to handle just a single inverter or even up to 10, you've got a real easy, low-cost way to get connected to our Solus Cloud. So, you know, I don't want to get too involved with all of the products, and I just wanted to make sure that everybody got a good overview of what we're doing with our hybrid. And you know, I'm really looking forward to kind of this Q&A afterwards as we continue the presentation. Hey, Kevin, do you want to continue here?
Absolutely. Let me just get situated real quick. Looks like it's not letting me share the screen.
How about now? Did I stop sharing properly?
Oh, I got it. Thank you. That's what I need.
There we go. User error on my side there, friend.
Don't worry about it. All right. So is everybody seeing my slideshow?
Yeah, we can see it.
Great. Okay. So thank you so much, Terrence, for the introduction. My name is Kevin Pitts, sales manager here at the PowerStore. We are your trusted partner for solar and storage solutions. So First off, we offer wholesale distribution solutions for residential and commercial, whether it's grid tied, hybrid, off-grid, or even the RV and telecom spaces. We're headquartered in Dallas, Texas, with the East Coast office located in Mooresville, North Carolina. We have 13 years of specialized experience with solar and storage, and we have a NAPCEP trained certified sales team with tons of experience working with clients and manufacturers to find the best solution in each different scenario that we come across. We stock superior products sourced from the leading manufacturers. We are proud to only sell the top tier items with support and warranty backing, if needed. Lastly, our team can assist with planning, design, sales, and post-sales tech support. If there's an answer that we don't know, we will find it for you and then let you know. We'll definitely be transparent about anything we don't know. Here's a few pictures of our team. Texas team is at the top, and our North Carolina team is there at the bottom. Not sure if I want to give you a moment to bask in this picture. And here's our testimonials page. A main pillar of our success is our relationship with our clients. Nothing is better than hearing about a successful install or a happy client. It definitely pushes us to do better every day. This slide is on our goals. Our vision is to empower businesses with reliable solar solutions while also providing new, innovative solutions to promote a greener planet. Our mission, work hard to be the leading distributor. We work hard to lead the distribution market with our high quality products and high quality customer service. Our values are simple. And sustainability is to promote the adoption of solar energy and combat climate change one step at a time on our way to a cleaner world for future generations. Integrity, definitely our most important value. We always conduct business with honesty and transparency. We want to create relationships that rely on the baseline of trust. There's really no other way to do it. Innovation. We try our best to work closely with our vendors and do our best to stay at the forefront of any technology improvement. Speaking on this, Solace and Pylontech do such a great job at this, a major reason why we are partnered with both of them. We just want to make sure we are always providing the best solution possible. And lastly, continuous learning. The learning really never ends in any industry, and I think this applies to the solar industry even more, probably a lot more. With every change in code, with every new product, and we always try to hold webinars, and we try to assist with learning any way we can, in person or even over the internet. We will try to assist with that learning curve. Here's our current line card. We always try to carry the top tier products. We carry both all panels, racking, inverters, batteries, and balance of system components. And I have to mention, of course, we have our Pylontech container arriving around late August to early September. We are really excited to be partnered with Pylontech. They're the #1 global leader in BESS technology, and we are very proud to be their first US partner. We should also have the Solace S6 inverters, and at that point, we have been partnered with Solace for several years now, maybe going on 5 or 6, but I think it's been beneficial for both businesses. Couldn't have asked for more, and they are such good leaders. And before I finish up, I will be at the Pylontech booth with QQ on Wednesday, the 26th. So if any of y'all are in that area, please don't hesitate to come by and speak to us. Thank you to everybody for joining. We are excited to be your future solar partner. I'm going to go ahead and pass this back to QQ for our Q&A segment. Thank you guys again.
Thanks, Kevin. Maybe, yeah, you can, okay, here. You can close your screen share, or you can leave it here, it's okay. Thanks, Pat, Terrence, Kevin. Thanks for the detailed explanation of the company and the products. Yeah. Now, let's see, there's a lot of questions here. I'm gonna answer the first question. Travis is asking, do you have UL 9540 certificate with all compatible inverters. So right now we already got a UL 9540 certificate with Solid inverter and Schneider inverter. And with Solarc, we are on the process to get the UL 9540 certificate. But for battery itself, we all got a 9540A certificate already. And the next question is asking, combiner box, is this available in the UK yet? Pat, you're gonna answer this question?
Yes, I think the combiner box is like a standard accessory. So actually you can buy it. And I think we have like different versions for the combiner box. For example, for the UL market, we have like a UL version combiner box. And for the UK, maybe you can have the CE or IEC version combiner box. It's just contact to our sales team and they can give you more information for that. I think it's available in UK.
Okay, good. And the next question, can you install these batteries in Antarctica that has been climate adjusted using foam? Pat,
Yeah,
you can.
Yes, our batteries can be installed in Arctic. It's okay because for the early years when we install the batteries, especially in UK, so most customers they just install the inverters and the batteries on in the Arctic. It's okay.
Okay, and I think this also apply because we have special containers or special foam for colder area. It's also applied to Canadian market because in winter Canada is so cold.
Yes.
Yeah. And next question is, what do you contribute your high reliability to? So firstly, why we can say that, and also we get the good testing results with the high reliability. That's because we have everything in-house. We are one of a few companies that has the real vertical manufacturing. We have our own cells, even the cell material also from our own shareholder manufacturers. And we have our own BMS. We know what we put in the shell. We know how to form the positive and the negative film together to make the cells. And all those each cells from the same production line. The quality control is exactly the same. So this gives us confidence, give us a procedure to make it a really high reliability. And of course, a higher reliability is really important for energy storage because we don't, even it has 10 years warranty, even we have solar insure to cover the 20 years warranty, but we still need a higher reliability because we don't want to shut down the system to do the maintenance, right? It's all about the cost. It's all affected the IRR for investors. And next question is, oh, it's going somewhere. Can you install? Okay. Yes. Can you install them outside? David is asking, can you install them outside? Maybe Pat, you can answer.
You mean for the 4H1, it's IP55, so of course you can install it outside. But we also suggest that, like we mentioned in the presentation, we suggest the batteries, can avoid the direct, avoid the direct sunshine or the rain or the snow. So in that case, we can you or the customers or installers, all of us want to use the batteries for longer life, right? You can install it outside, but better have a shield or cover, on above the batteries.
Okay.
And QQ, the same would be true for the inverter. The inverter could also be installed outdoors, and it could be, but we would also like, a cover so it's not, it doesn't collect snow or doesn't have direct sunshine. So the same comments that Pat made apply to our inverters. We're a NEMA 4X or IP66 enclosure as well.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Next question. Is there a Pylontech app to communicate a firmware update for series batteries? Pat?
Yes. For 4H1, sorry, I forget to mention, but for this part, for 4H1, you can see there is a Wi-Fi dongle on the BMS controller, so you can actually configure your local Wi-Fi for the BMS controller, so you can like remotely monitor the battery status. And to do some for us, we can also do some. If you want, we can also do some after-sales service, like check what the issue remotely or upgrade the batteries remotely. But sometimes some customers, they don't want this function to be used because the batteries communicate with the inverter, so actually they can check the batteries information from inverter side. So they don't need to check the batteries information directly. But it depends. If you need, we can release this function for you.
That's
Okay.
exactly right. Thank you, Pat, because you can, get a full information about the Pylontech inverter and its performance and its history and everything through the inverter. But conveniently, you can tie in directly with the Pylontech inverter, and that way, should you, want to have that extra sophistication, it's available.
Yes.
Yeah, sure. Oh, I see Grant is wants to hands up, wants to ask questions. How can I let Grant to ask questions? Rachel, do you know? Grant, you want to talk or?
Can you open his mic?
I can't.
Yeah, he needs to type.
Maybe
Okay.
type
Grant,
in the window.
maybe you can type. Okay. So next question, for BESS or commercial storage, do you have a plan for building in America or qualify for federal incentives like American manufacturer? So that's a good question. I believe a lot of people wants to ask me these questions. So right now, this year, we already do a manufacturing base in Italy. For America, we just came since last year, so we still a very small market portion here. We are building right now we are in the process to registering the company here. We're gonna have local team to try our best to increase our selling volumes. So if we get enough demand from the market, of course, we can consider to building the local facility here to support the more incentives from the federal government. But before that, we still have a lot of work to do. We have to get enough demand to fulfill our any plant here, right? We don't want to build a facility here and leave it as empty. And next question, are your batteries suitable for frequency support for a remote island? What's the impact on the battery degradation? Pat, you want to answer this question?
Yeah, I think this is more about the big scale project that like frequency support. Yeah, we can do that, but it's according to the specific project. Maybe you can like contact us via our email to send us some background for this kind of application, so we can like provide you a technical proposal, like how we can achieve that. Yes, we can do that.
Okay, thank you.
And the degradation actually is based on the environment, like temperature and how many cycles you're going to use per day. So it's depends on the specific project. So I think we can talk about that with detailed information. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And the next question, do you publish your UL 9548 testing? Normally we don't publish this. We only can send to some clients that they request. Next question, how do we get a supplier for Costa Rica in Central America for Solid-6 and Pylontech high voltage? For Costa Rica, I think we are working with distributors who is covering the Latin market. You can send me you can send me email to ask that. I think yeah, Costa Rica, yes. And Terrence, do you know for Costa Rica your site?
Oh yeah, so you would contact Sergio in our Mexico City, well, not Mexico City, but our Mexico office. And so he handles the Costa Rica market, and we do indeed supply IEC product down throughout LATAM and South America. So yeah, this can have the same solution here can happen both on grid and off grid in Costa Rica.
Okay, thank you. Third year is asking what app is recommended. I don't understand your question. Like it's for battery
maybe
or inverter or
for the inverter or
because Solus has an app. We have an app for the, that's how you would get the battery information, for example. If you wanted to get battery information directly from the Pylontech communication dongle, you would, I think, go to your website, I think, and tie in there. Is that how it would work, Pat?
Yeah.
Right. So there's a separate let's say graphic user interface for you on the Pylontech monitoring platform. But as far as just handling charge and discharge and stated charge and depth of discharge and timing and everything like that, that's through the Solus app, through the S6 hybrid app, which you'll be able to see, your loads, your battery, your PV, and your backup. Yeah.
okay, thank you. And what Pylontech products will PowerStore be offering? Kevin, can you answer this question?
Absolutely. We will be starting with the Paleo and the Force H1 batteries. And they should be landing hopefully around the late August, early September timeframe.
Thank you. Paleo is a low voltage, 48 volts. Force H1 is a high voltage. And can the Solus split phase hybrid inverter work with 50 Hertz? Terrence, you want to answer this question?
Our UL version that we supply here in the United States and Canada does not. It only works with 60 Hertz. And so if you wanted to use a 50 Hertz product, you could indeed go back down to our LATAM office, contact Sergio down there, and he can turn you on to our 50 Hertz product that we also sell throughout this hemisphere. Okay,
thank you. And Carlos is asking if a customer has any issue regarding the battery, what are you lead times and the RMA time after sales service team take for the USA? So if any questions right now, I'm the major person you can contact. And I will do the internal coordination with our technical team. But after we get the USA entity registered, we will have a local special technical support team. We will release those guys contact information. You can talk to our new team members directly. We requested the lead time is within 24 hours, working days, not including the weekend or not.
And we make the same promise, QQ. We try to, as the inverter, a lot of times folks will call the inverter company, if they're having any problem with their system, and that might be a battery issue, but we're the first line of defense. And indeed, you heard QQ say that they're developing a team here. Well, they've been very proactive already in training our team, the Solus service team, on understanding their product line and that sort of thing. And that's only growing as we grow here into 2023 and into 2024. The two teams are working together to provide that tier 1 service.
Yes, that's why I also work so closely. Yes.
Well, it's all right. We have a reputation, to be top quality tier 1 companies here, global companies, and we're going to fulfill that promise to you, everybody here. Yeah, sure. And the next question: can I use Pylontech batteries on an existing CNI project using Fronius inverters? So, Pat.
Yes, the CNI projects is a little different for with the residential applications. For residential side, we have a compatible list that which inverters and what kind of models we can use with our batteries can use with, because they need to do the test. Both of us need to do the test, and we through the test and we added the inverter in our compatible list. But for the CNI project, normally, our products have a standard communication protocol like the Modbus TCP or CAN communication. So basically, for the EPC or integrator, if they want you, actually they can use any brand or models of the PCS or inverters they want with our batteries. We can just provide our protocol, and they just need to like use this protocol to make the inverter work with batteries. Because for the CNI project, it's case by case, not for the not like the residential side. So we discussed about that for each case. So yes, you can use the Pylontech battery furnace inverters in CNI projects.
Okay, thanks, Pat. For this. So next question is for Terrence. For the Solis inverters, if they were to be installed indoors, does Solis provide any attachments for the DC cable connection, such as a junction box to bring in Tech 90 cables?
Yeah, I'm sorry, I don't even know what you mean by Tech 90 cable, but regarding the S6 inverter, when you open up the wire box cover, you're going to find what we call spring terminals. Very easy. You strip back your wire a couple centimeters, 3/4 inch or so, and then you kind of insert your screwdriver. It opens up the door, and you stick your wire in, and it clamps down nicely. This sort of spring terminal is what we consider the most reliable type of terminal that you can provide. It doesn't need, torquing a year and a half later or something like that. So inside the wire box, you'll be running, as per code here in the United States, conduit runs into the big knockouts on the bottoms and sides and back of this inverter. Really, it's kind of very versatile as to where you can bring the wires in. And then inside the wire box, there'll be the spring terminals for the DC side, 8 of them, 4 positive, 4 negative for the 4 MPPTs. And then you'll see the battery terminals, positive and negative, that's fused. And then you'll see the communication strip where you're going to attach the communication wires from the Pylontech inverter, and let's say the CAN connection between the inverters, and maybe external third-party monitoring platform, should you choose that. So there's a lot of options there. And then on the far right, you'll see the AC to the grid terminals and the AC to a backup panel terminals. So that's how that all goes.
Okay, thanks, Terrence.
I think the question is, he said the question above is for the commercial Solis inverters.
The next question.
For the commercial, well, I'll agree to until it would be.
This one, yes.
From Osmond Grant, yeah. Well, if it's for the commercial inverters, it's sort of the same. It's a little different in that we don't have a wire box. We actually have more of a European style set of external MC4 type connectors. And so you would just literally just bring so the inverters almost act like a combiner box, and you would just bring the PV source circuits right over to these connectors and connect them directly to the bottom of the inverter.
Okay, thanks, Terrence. And also another question for Solis. Grant said all their grid-tied inverters are from Solis, and that's good to hear. We would love to get a split-phase hybrid inverters from you, but we don't see any that work with the 50 hertz.
Thanks. We appreciate that kind of interest, and indeed we have seen that interest, and we've heard that, and those products are in development for both our European and our US teams. So we're excited about bringing a new hybrid, a larger hybrid, to the US as well. So thanks. Look out for that. Of course, Pylontech's going to be a perfect match for that inverter as well.
That's good. And the next question for Pat, the 4H1 BMS has a Wi-Fi antenna. What is that for? Antenna?
You mean, I think he's mentioned is for the Wi-Fi toggle.
Right.
Yeah, that's for the like we mentioned before. You can like check the basic information for batteries through inverter. But if you want to check the detailed information for the batteries, or you want to monitor it in real time, you can use that Wi-Fi logo to configure your local internet. So you can go to your website, from the web interface, you can check the information, the real information history for the full Sichuan batteries. It depends on you. If you want to use it, it's okay. Like we can send you a SOP for how to configure the Wi-Fi. You just follow the steps and just configure the Wi-Fi, and then you can monitor it from the website.
And next question is Pylontech's Gail is asking Pylontech battery chemistry. All of our battery are LFP right now. And for solid set point range to handle a variety of battery chemistry. Terrence, maybe you can ask this question. Answer this question.
Thank you, Kukyu. We have to do a 95/40 with all of our battery partners. And so we would make sure that whatever battery chemistry they may come up with in the future, during those testing, that would ensure compatibility. However, today we are a company that can handle the set points on NMC and LFP type batteries.
Thanks, Terrence. And maybe, Terrence, you also can answer this question. Can Pylontech and Solis interface directly into energy management systems based on the BACnet protocol? What is it?
I don't know.
I don't know. Pat, do you know? I don't know what says BACnet protocol.
No, I never heard this, but maybe David, if you really interested on this question, you can send us email, give us more detailed information for this kind of protocol, so we can give you feedback. Okay.
Thanks.
That's a great answer, Pat. For Solis, we can provide, for example, under NDA, we can provide a Modbus map of our communication data, and maybe with that and some work with our team, we could interface with that. So we like to sometimes call ourselves the Microsoft of inverters, in that we can provide, use a variety of different componentry to accomplish the task. So let's send the question over to Pat, and we'll see what we can do.
Yeah, thanks. And Lilis already ordered the S6, need a pricing on the batteries. Yeah,
right.
You can contact.
That's a great question.
Kevin is here for you. Yeah, and does Pylontech and Solis has a capability to receive charge from vehicle, V2G, V2X?
Right, so this is vehicle to grid or vehicle to loads or something in the house. And this is a part of this new integration of the vehicle battery into the home when the power goes out, or even participating in time of use and that sort of thing if you wanted to. Indeed, the batteries in the vehicle, of course, are different than the batteries that we're talking about today. But to integrate that kind of thing into your system, we're looking at these microgrid interconnection devices and other componentry that can merge that battery into your load system. And so it's part of the technology that as we go forward to integrate that battery into your home system. It's very exciting R&D that's going on in that area right now.
Thank you. And Christy is asking, are we supposed to be seeing video window for items Terrence is reference?
No, I don't have any videos for us right now, but that's thank you for asking that, because we think both of us, actually, both Pylontech and Solis, feel like short videos like that are very helpful in helping the people understand particular either technical concepts or even kind of buying strategies and that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm. Okay, good. And since we answered all those questions, I see Mervin Fernandez, his hands up. Fernand, can you type your questions? Because I don't know how to let you speak. Oh, okay, just bring in as so Gail, now you can talk.
She has to unmute herself.
Gail, can you unmute yourself?
Okay. Well,
Okay.
I'd like to say hi to Gail. How you doing, Gail? Sorry, we can't hear you, but maybe you have to type it in, I suppose.
Mhm.
We're getting close to the end of our time here, aren't we, QQ?
Okay, yeah, sure. So thanks for everyone to join today's webinar, and thanks for all those valuable questions for us. And if after this webinar, if you have any other questions, please feel free to contact us. And I'm gonna share the contact information here for everyone can find us.
Yes, and the whole presentation video is recorded, so you can check it later in our YouTube channel. I think we have already sent the link in the chat window, so you can check that link and follow our YouTube channel to check the whole presentation record.
Thank you, Jim. Really, you've been such a solid distribution point and stocking dealer for us. It's just been a great relationship through the years, and appreciate everything you do down there in Alvarado, Texas. QQ, it's been a real pleasure again working with you again today. I really like the questions that we got. And Pat, like I say, I learn every time I'm with you. So thanks again for—
Thank you, Terrence. Good to work with you.
Kevin, thanks for being with us today. I hope to see you soon. Maybe down there in Vegas, we'll see each other, huh? And
There's no doubt. Yeah.
And you too as well, Jim. So
yeah, thank you, Terrence, Pat, and QQ for allowing me to present a little bit on this. But and thanks the most to y'all's technical advice here and helping us get a greater understanding of what we're about to be selling.
Thank you, Kevin, Terrence.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Jim, for the strong support for Pylontech.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
Bye, everybody. Have a great day.
Bye-bye.
Okay, see you guys. Have a good day.